What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well on this Thursday. You guys know what Thursday means, or at least usually, not every Thursday, but this Thursday I will be streaming with the Hawk's Nest. We're going to go live at about noon. So that is going to kick off in just a few hours here. So definitely try to be there. We're talking about the draft. We're talking about some of the cornerbacks in this upcoming draft. So definitely try to tune in. I'm sure we're going to talk about some of the big news recently as well, at least a little bit, the JSN extension, the Bobo stuff, at least worth spending a couple of minutes on. So yeah, definitely try to tune in for that. Hope to see you guys there. This video is just going to go through a couple of news items that I thought were of some weight as it pertains to the Seattle Seahawks that we learned at some point yesterday. So if you had any questions or thoughts about any of the stuff that I'm going to go over in this video, this is just kind of a roundup because I don't want to make a separate video for each thing because I don't think each thing is necessarily big enough to warrant its own video, especially because, at least in the case of this first item, I've kind of already talked about it, but we got confirmation yesterday from the NFL, so this is official, that the Seahawks are going to be opening the 2026 NFL season on Wednesday. So we are getting the first game. And the idea is that we get the first game Wednesday, September 9th, and the Niners-Rams game in Australia is on the Thursday. So they bumped us to Wednesday so we could go first, but they want that Australia game to be played on uh, Thursday because I guess there's some kind of rule that you can't have a game on the second Friday of September or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but the point I'm trying to make is that in order for this to work, if for the Seahawks to actually have the first game, they needed to do it on Wednesday. It's going to be 8 ET, so that's 5 p.m. Pacific, so 5 p.m. for most of us. We don't know who we're going to play yet, so I'm not going to get into that yet. But the NFL is going to kick off their season with the Seahawks. A lot of people seem to think it's going to be the Bears, but that's not really based off of anything in my experience of looking at people talking about it. And I'll say it again. I know that there were quite a few Seahawks fans that were like angry about playing on Wednesday, like it felt disrespectful, but I don't think that's true at all. I think it's an extra day of rest for the team before they have to play again. So I actually like it. I think it's better, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. But I don't think playing on Wednesday is a bad thing at all. It's a little bit atypical, but I do believe that it will work. Okay, so now that that's official, it's not a leak anymore. It's actually the NFL saying this is going to happen. We can go ahead and put that to rest. We did get this yesterday, and this is another thing where I don't feel like it warrants necessarily a whole video because I'm not getting a firm sense that anything is going to come of it. But yesterday, the Seattle Seahawks met with a free agent running back, Najee Harris, former Charger, former Steeler. And as of me recording this video early Thursday morning, he did not sign. And I think he's visiting with the Raiders now. So Najee Harris, reasonably productive in the first several years of his career in Pittsburgh. Went to the Chargers last year, immediately got hurt, basically didn't play the whole season. Doesn't seem like he's all the way back from his injury based on what I've seen, but he's working on it, and he'll probably be there by the time the season starts. So Najee Harris, I mean, here's the thing. We are running out of running backs here if we want another veteran. And I personally don't think we necessarily need another veteran. I feel like Emmanuel Wilson, if we're really going to go with this Helani thing, is going to be fine as long as we get a high profile rookie. I think you can piece that together. It's not great, but I also don't think somebody like Najee Harris is going to make it great, right? Like Najee Harris, he's at best okay. Like at his best, he's been an okay NFL player. And I don't feel like bringing him in would move the needle. So to me, Najee Harris kind of represents a throw at a dartboard. And I don't know what separates him from any random running back you could get pretty much anywhere in free agency at any point in August. So I will grant you that the more the merrier, but I'm not overly excited about this one. What I will say is that it should be very cheap. So it's not like it matters. And he could be a camp body. You bring him in for June, July, August, and then you let him go before the season starts, unless he impresses you. One thing to note is that Brian Robinson, running back that a lot of people thought the Seahawks were targeting, did sign the other day. I think it was with the Falcons, so he's off the market. So if this team wants a veteran running back, they are running out of options. And personally, I'm hoping that they're satisfied with their veterans and they're willing to get a rookie to bridge the gap. Because if they're looking for a veteran, there's not necessarily a lot left. I may make another video talking about that in the future. All right, so if anybody wants to try to sell me on Najee Harris being a little bit more than just a random guy, go ahead, but not necessarily a lot there. All right, so that's the main news right now, and I know it's not really news because we didn't sign him yet, but we at least kicked the tires, and I'm always for kicking tires, especially right now when there's not a lot going on. But one other thing that happened yesterday that some Seahawks fans reacted to was Myles Garrett redid his contract a little bit with the Cleveland Browns, and the effect was that he pushed a $29 million option bonus that was due yesterday to due in late August, right before the season starts. Now, long story short, that makes him actually tradable. And some people like Curtis Allen here, and Curtis Allen, I think you know what's going through his mind right now. And if you're a Seahawks fan and you're thinking about things like this, the thought probably went through your mind as well. If that makes him tradable, does that mean he's going to be traded? Because that was the hang up with Myles Garrett. His contract looked like it made him impossible to trade. Now, I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to trade him, but it's at least doable. And clearly, there's every reason in the world for everyone involved to want to trade Myles Garrett. If you're being rational about it, the Browns, Garrett himself, the rest of the NFL, like everybody should want that. But the contract kind of made it impossible until yesterday. So if you wanted to trade for Myles Garrett before yesterday, I would have said it's not worth thinking about because it seemed like Garrett wanted money and wanted the guaranteed money more than he wanted to be on a good team. I don't know if I can say that now. Maybe this is an indicator that he is willing to splash around a little bit and maybe give something up and maybe alter his contract to facilitate a trade. And that's at least interesting. Obviously, it looks like the Max Crosby thing is pretty much done with. So the Myles Garrett opening is at least worth talking about. And maybe we'll make a video about that later, but let me know what you guys think. I'm certainly interested. I don't think he's as good a fit for this defense as Crosby would have been, but I also think he's a good enough player to probably still be totally fine. So you got to weigh these things, right? And I'd rather take a chance on Myles Garrett being able to work in this defense than trying to hope that some sixth or fifth round rookie that we get is going to be good enough to bridge the gap between what we had last year and what we're going to have this year. So I get it. All right, just wanted to round all that stuff up. See you guys in a few hours for the stream. Check it out. Go Hawks. Everyone have a good rest of your day.